All right.
Alright, good. If there's one thing a lot of people value these days, it's having a powerful, good-looking body. And if you're an athlete, you want to make that body as powerful as it can be. So if an athlete wants to add some muscle, what can they do? Well, they can go to the gym, work out, or they can take some anabolic steroids. Steroids can bring quick benefits to anyone who wants to build up their physique, but in the longer run, steroids can ruin your body. Today I'd like to talk about what steroids are, why they're becoming so popular, and the dangers of taking steroids. I'll first start off by telling you what an anabolic steroid is. Anabolic steroids are artificially produced hormones that are the same as or similar to androgens, which are the male type sex hormones in the body. There are more than 100 variations of anabolic steroids. The most powerful androgen is called testosterone. If you're familiar with that. Although testosterone is mainly a mature male hormone, girls' bodies produce the same thing, but just in smaller amounts. Testosterone promotes the masculine traits that guys develop during puberty, which causes a deepening of the voice or growing pubic hairs. Testosterone levels can also affect the aggression of a person or how they react. Okay. The term steroids is also used to describe some types of non-anabolic steroids, such as cortisone, which has medical uses and are available by prescription to treat problems like arthritis or asthma. Okay, so why are steroids so popular? Steroids have become popular because they may improve endurance, strength, and muscle mass. However, research has not shown that steroids improve skill, agility, or athletic performance. Here's an article I ran across online by Teens Health magazine. Dominic has baseball in his mind. Just being good isn't enough. He wants to be the best. He dreams of playing in the majors someday, but worries about the intense competition for a position on a major league team. His girlfriend Deborah is also a highly competitive athlete whose appearance and performance are very important to her. She wants to stand out athletically and bold physically, but because of the pressure these two people feel, they wonder what steroids can help them do. They've heard rumors about the bad side of steroids, but they don't have many facts. See, many athletes fall under this same amount of pressure, and therefore they fall into using these types of drugs without knowing the actual side effects. One of the major reasons why people take steroids is because they think steroids will improve their appearance, but actually they can do the complete opposite. Some less serious side effects of steroids use can be acne, oily face hair, purple or red spots on the body, swollen legs and feet, and persistent bad breath, which brings me to my last point, the risk of taking steroids. Anabolic steroids cause many different types of problems, and some of the more serious and long-lasting problems are premature balding or hair loss, mood swings including anger, aggression, and depression, greater chance of injuring your muscles and tendons, which can cause a lot of liver damage, and increased risk of developing heart disease, stroke, and some types of cancer. Steroids can also have serious psychological effects. Some users become more aggressive, also known as roid rage, which is extreme, uncontrolled anger caused by long-term steroid use. Steroid users who inject the drugs with the needle are also high risk of infection with HIV, which is a virus that causes AIDS. And people who use dirty needles are also at greater risk for contracting hepatitis and a disease of the liver. As you can see, taking steroids might not be the right thing to do. I've told you about the different steroids, why so many people use them, and how in the long run they can affect your health. Anabolic steroids are controversial in the sports world because of all the health risks and unperformed benefits. Most are illegal and are banned by professional sports and medical associations. As seen in many sport cases, if an athlete is caught using steroids, their career can be destroyed. I think, well, basically when it comes right down to it, harming your body or getting disqualified aren't smart ways to improve your athletic performance. To me, being a star athlete means training the healthy way, like eating the right foods, practicing, and doing strength programs without the use of drugs. Thank you.
So, Seabass, what did you think?
Well, first off, I love the hawk in the shirt. Secondly, I think it was very well structured. It seemed to, like you knew what you were talking about, like you researched it a lot. It did kind of slip in the middle though. It seemed like you were starting to read more off the paper than going by what you researched. I like your sources, they were a little bit vague. Transitions were good, from what I could see, and you kind of rocked back and forth a lot, so I wouldn't have noticed it, but you're a big guy, so you can just see moving back and forth. But other than that, I think overall it was a very well prepared speech.
All right. It's put together pretty well. I think there's a very clear structure. The introduction is fine. I do think you need to tell us a little bit more about what the problem here is. You kind of are introducing us more to the subject than anything else. And how widespread is the problem? How many people are affected by it? What's ineffective about the current controls that we have on it? You go through a little bit of an inventory of what the potential risks are, but I'm not. Again, I'm back to the situation. Why are we hearing about this? Is it something that's a pressing issue among athletes? Is it a typical problem that people are faced? Don't we have rules in place? You mentioned all those kinds of rules. It sounds like maybe you're giving a pep talk to students who like student athletes who might be thinking about using this as a way to get into steroids without necessarily being persuasive enough to keep them from experimenting with them. And I think that you kind of keep it at a very, like I said, introductory level, and it could be developed a little bit more. Like I said, I thought it was pretty well organized and easy to follow. I do think that you need to be more consistent in the citation of the information. On the presentation, your voice is pretty effective, even though you are reading, and I think that you look up pretty regularly. Again, I think you're reading too much. You want to get rid of that. I noticed the swaying also, but that's just one of those nervous kinds of things that people do. You just have to get a hold of it and be in more control. It's about 5 minutes and 12 seconds, so you've got plenty of time to put more argument into the speech. All right, thank you.